Marilyn Monroe's hidden pain, Judy Garland's silent struggle, Rock Hudson's secret world. 3 Hollywood legends whose real stories were buried beneath the glamour. What truth lay behind their perfect images? Rock Hudson wasn't just a star, he was a meticulously crafted illusion. Signed by Universal in the late 1940s, studio heads saw his towering frame and chiseled jaw as pure box office gold. But there was one problem. Hudson's quiet charm worked too well with female co-stars, and rumors about his private life began to surface. To protect their investment, the studio assigned him a handler, Agent Henry Wilson. Known for rebranding gay actors with hyper-masculine stage names, Hudson's real name was Roy Fitzgerald. Wilson allegedly blackmailed Hudson into silence, threatening to expose him to gossip magazines unless he played the role of America's straight heartthrob. But the lies didn't stop there. In 1955, Universal orchestrated a sham marriage to Hudson's secretary, Phyllis Gates. Tabloids splashed photos of the happy couple, but behind closed doors, Gates later claimed Hudson confessed the truth on their wedding night. The marriage lasted just 3 years, collapsing under the weight of Hudson's secret affairs with men like actor Tab Hunter and even Confidential magazine's editor, who allegedly took bribes to kill stories about Hudson's sexuality. By the 1980s, Hudson's health began to deteriorate, but the studio system's ghosts still haunted him. When he collapsed on the set of Dynasty, his team lied to the press, blaming fatigue and the flu. The truth? Hudson was one of Hollywood's first major celebrities diagnosed with AIDS, a fact his publicist denied until days before his passing in 1985. But here's the twist. Some biographers claim Hudson's inner circle knew about his diagnosis years earlier and pressured him to keep working to avoid tainting his legacy. Even in death, the lies continued. His will left millions to a former lover, sparking a legal battle that exposed decades of hidden relationships. Marilyn Monroe's story isn't just tragic. It's a labyrinth of manipulation, power, and secrets that still haunt Hollywood. Born Norma Jean Mortensen, she was molded into a bombshell by 20th Century Fox. But behind the platinum blonde hair and sultry persona was a woman battling demons the studio weaponized. Executives allegedly fed her a cocktail of pills to manage her anxiety, creating a cycle of dependency that left her erratic on set. Yet her real value wasn't just her looks, it was her proximity to power. Monroe's rumored affairs with both President John F. Kennedy and his brother Robert weren't just tabloid fodder. According to biographers, she kept a red leather diary detailing everything from their late-night rendezvous to political secrets she overheard. But here's the shocking twist. In 2022, newly unsealed FBI files revealed that mob boss Sam Giancana, a key player in the Kennedy assassination conspiracy theories, also had ties to Monroe. Some speculate she was used as a pawn between Hollywood, the government, and organized crime, a theory that gained traction when a former housekeeper claimed Monroe's diary disappeared hours after her mysterious passing. Speaking of that night, August 4, 1962, the official story of an accidental overdose has always been disputed. A private investigator hired by Monroe's psychiatrist later alleged that her body was moved before police arrived, and phone records show she made frantic calls to a Washington, D.C. number hours before she died. Even her housekeeper, Eunice Murray, changed her story multiple times, eventually admitting she'd lied under pressure from people higher up. But the most chilling detail? In 2017, a retired LAPD detective claimed Monroe's toxicology report was altered. Traces of a barbiturate not prescribed to her were found in her system, a drug allegedly linked to a shadowy medical consultant hired by the studio. Was her death a cover-up, a warning, or a desperate escape from a life where everyone profited except her? Judy Garland's voice in Over the Rainbow made her a legend, but behind the magic of The Wizard of Oz was a nightmare orchestrated by MGM. Signed at just 13, Garland was treated less like a child and more like a cash cow. Studio head Louis B. Mayer forced her into a brutal routine. 18-hour workdays, a starvation diet of chicken soup and cigarettes, and a steady stream of pills. They'd give her amphetamines to stay awake, then barbiturates to knock her out. Her daughter Lorna Luft revealed, by 16, she was addicted, her body trembling so violently during Oz reshoots that they sewed her into Dorothy's dress to hide it. What the public didn't see was the devastating psychological toll this took on Garland. Between takes, she'd collapse in tears, only to be revived with more stimulants and forced back on set. Her childhood memories weren't of birthday parties, but of doctors with syringes and executives with stopwatches. Former co-stars later revealed she would sometimes hide in studio closets, desperately seeking moments of peace. The trauma manifested physically too. Chronic insomnia, tremors, and panic attacks that would haunt her throughout adulthood, leaving permanent scars that no amount of acclaim could heal. But the abuse didn't stop there. Executives mocked her weight, dubbing her their little hunchback, and taping her breasts to maintain a childlike image. When she dared to fall in love with musician Artie Shaw, Mayer sabotaged the relationship. Garland's fifth husband, Sid Luft, later claimed MGM even installed hidden microphones in her dressing room to monitor her conversations. The message was clear: she belonged to the studio, body, and soul. By the 1950s, she'd been cheated out of millions, forced to perform while pregnant to pay debts, and blacklisted after A Star Is Born flopped. But her darkest hour came in 1967, when she was discovered unconscious in a London hotel room after a suspected overdose. The press painted it as another tragic meltdown, but insiders whispered it was a cry for help, one last rebellion against an industry that stole her childhood. Yet Garland's legacy transcends tragedy. She became an accidental LGBTQ+ icon, her struggles mirroring those of marginalized fans. When she sang Somewhere Over the Rainbow, we heard a promise of escape, said drag icon RuPaul. Today, pride parades blast her music, but few know how she secretly supported queer fans during her lifetime, even performing at underground drag bars when clubs banned them. These stars shaped Hollywood's golden age, but their legacies are stained with lies, exploitation, and silenced screams. The real question? How much has changed? Studios still hide scandals, manipulate stars, and profit from tragedy. So next time you watch a classic film, remember, the silver screen's brightest lights often hid the darkest. This powerful narrative exposes the brutal underbelly of Hollywood's golden age, revealing how iconic stars like Rock Hudson, Marilyn Monroe, and Judy Garland were systematically exploited, silenced, and manipulated by a ruthless studio system. By unveiling their hidden struggles with sexuality, mental health, and institutional control, the script challenges viewers to look beyond glamorous facades and recognize the human cost of entertainment industry's relentless machinery.